Throughout history, much of the Indian subcontinent has been vulnerable to outside influence and domination. Powerful empires rose and fell, often succumbing to the might of foreign invaders who swept across the northern plains. But South India, with its unique geography and fiercely independent spirit, stood apart. A region that was defiantly proud, remarkably resilient, and largely unconquered. This is the story of the kingdoms that refused to bow to external forces, kingdoms that forged their own destinies. They were instrumental in forging a unique cultural and political identity through centuries of unwavering resistance and strategic brilliance. From the seafaring Cholas, who projected their power across the Bay of Bengal, to the Marathas, who challenged Mughal authority and carved out their own independent empire, and the Kingdom of Mysore, known for its military innovation and resistance against the British. These empires shaped the region's destiny, not as mere footnotes in history books, but as central actors in the unfolding drama of the Indian subcontinent. The Deccan's rugged terrain, with its formidable hills and plateaus, and the strategic coastlines along the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, made conquest a logistical nightmare and a military graveyard for many would-be invaders. Unlike the open, fertile plains of the north, which offered easy passage for invading armies, the south was a natural fortress. Its rulers masters of their land, skilled in warfare and statecraft, leveraging every hill, river, and natural barrier to their advantage. Their resistance not only protected their kingdoms but also preserved their unique languages, traditions, customs, and a vibrant culture rich in art, music, and literature. This ensured that India remained a diverse tapestry of cultures and traditions, rather than a homogenized monolith. Therefore, to truly understand the complete and complex history of India, we must turn our gaze south, to the kingdoms that stood firm and held the line against overwhelming odds. This is the story of South India's epic and often overlooked stand against conquest, a testament to their enduring spirit and unwavering determination. The early decades of the 14th century witnessed a significant shift in the political landscape of the Indian subcontinent. The Delhi Sultanate, driven by ambition and the lure of expansion, turned its gaze southward. Their armies posed a direct threat to the established kingdoms of the south, most notably the Hoysalas, known for their magnificent temples and rich culture. The Kakatiyas, with their formidable Warangal fort, and the Pandyas, who controlled lucrative trade routes and boasted the impressive Madurai temple, all stood in the path of the Sultanate's advance. These invasions were brutal, marked by relentless campaigns and a thirst for conquest. Capitals were sacked, their wealth plundered, and their infrastructure left in ruins. Temples, the heart of southern culture and religion, were systematically plundered, their sacred artifacts stolen or destroyed. Dynasties that had ruled for generations were shattered, their power and influence diminished. For a moment it seemed the south would fall like the north, succumbing to the might of the Delhi Sultanate. But geography, with its dense forests and rugged terrain, and fierce local resistance from determined warriors, made permanent control an impossible dream for the invaders. Guerrilla tactics, constant rebellions against occupying forces, and the sheer distance from Delhi, which stretched supply lines thin, kept the Sultanate's grip weak and tenuous. The invasions fractured the old order, disrupting traditional power structures and weakening existing kingdoms, but didn't impose a new one, leaving a power vacuum in their wake. Instead, chaos bred unity, a surprising turn of events in the face of adversity. Rival princes, putting aside their differences, found common cause against the invaders, recognizing the shared threat to their lands and people. The power vacuum wasn't filled by Delhi, whose authority couldn't extend effectively across such vast distances, but by a new dynamic southern force, forged in the crucible of conflict. From the ashes of the old kingdoms, a new empire would rise, a beacon of hope for the south. An empire forged not for conquest, but to defend the south, its culture, and its hard-won independence. The seeds of resurgence, watered by the blood and tears of the invaded, were sown in the fires of invasion. The South was wounded, scarred by the brutality of war, but far from broken, its spirit unbroken, its resolve strengthened by the trials it had endured. Out of the chaos, the Vijayanagara Empire emerged, a fortress of Hindu resistance and a beacon of southern power. Founded in 1336, its capital rose among granite hills, a city built for defense and grandeur. Vijayanagara united the South, fielding massive armies and adopting new military technologies. Under Krishnadevaraya, the empire reached its zenith, victorious in battle, and a patron of the arts. The capital dazzled foreign visitors, bustling markets, grand temples, and a thriving culture. Vijayanagara was more than a shield. It was a crucible for creativity, where literature, music, and architecture flourished. This golden age proved resistance could mean not just survival, but greatness. The empire's legacy endures as a testament to South India's resilience and cultural richness. Every golden age, no matter how bright, eventually faces its ultimate test. It's a moment of reckoning that defines its true strength and resilience. The Vijayanagara Empire, with its unparalleled prosperity and cultural achievements, was no exception to this universal truth. For Vijayanagara, that test arrived in the form of the Battle of Talikota in 1565, a pivotal moment that would reshape the destiny of the South. The Deccan Sultanates, long-standing rivals, saw an opportunity and united, forging an alliance against the seemingly invincible empire. Their combined might delivered a single devastating blow, crushing the empire's military strength and shattering its political unity. The once magnificent capital, Hampi, was plundered and burned, its treasures looted, and its architectural wonders desecrated. The empire's glory was reduced to ruins, a stark reminder of the impermanence of power and the fragility of even the grandest civilizations. Yet amidst the ashes and despair, the spirit of resistance, deeply ingrained in the southern ethos, miraculously survived. The empire's decentralized structure, initially a potential weakness, now became its saving grace, allowing regional Nayakas to rise, ruling Madurai, with its rich cultural heritage, Tanjore, known for its magnificent temples and artistic traditions, and Jinji, a formidable fortress, as independent powers, each determined to uphold the legacy of Vijayanagara. These successor states inherited Vijayanagara's military prowess, its vibrant cultural heritage, and its distinctive architectural legacy, fiercely resisting northern domination and preserving their unique identity for another century against all odds. Though divided into smaller kingdoms, they collectively kept the South free from total conquest, preventing the complete assimilation of their culture and traditions. The fall of Vijayanagara was undoubtedly tragic, marking the end of a glorious era in South Indian history, but it also proved that the spirit of Southern defiance, the unwavering commitment to independence, could not be extinguished by a single, devastating defeat. The will to remain independent, to safeguard their cultural identity, was simply too deeply rooted in the hearts and minds of the people. The legacy of resistance lived on, not just in historical accounts but in every fortress, every temple, and every monument that stood as a testament to their enduring spirit. The South's story, far from ending with Talikota, was merely entering a new chapter filled with continued struggles, resilience, and the unwavering pursuit of freedom. As the Nayaka states faded, a new threat loomed: European colonial powers led by the British East India Company. The South seemed vulnerable, but Mysore rose to challenge the British. Hyder Ali and later his son Tipu Sultan transformed Mysore into a modern military power. They adopted European tactics, built powerful armies, and waged 4 major wars against the British. Tipu Sultan, the Tiger of Mysore, stunned the British with rocket artillery and bold alliances with the French. For over 30 years, Mysore checked British ambitions, forcing them to pour resources into the fight. Tipu was not just a warrior but a reformer, modernizing administration and trade. The struggle for the South reached its dramatic climax with Mysore's fierce resistance. Tipu Sultan's fall in 1799 marked the end of major resistance, but not the end of the South's spirit. Centuries of defiance shaped a resilient identity, one that survived conquest and colonization. The Deccan's rugged landscape and proud cultures made the South hard to subdue. Its kingdoms preserved languages, arts, and traditions, leaving a legacy visible in temples, forts, and literature. South India entered the modern era with its unique identity intact, strengthened, not erased. The story of the South is one of extraordinary resilience and pride. It reminds us that India was never a monolith, but a tapestry of cultures and histories. The unconquerable will of the South endures, a testament to a people determined to shape their own destiny.